Imagine walking into a dealership expecting to see the latest cars flying off the lot, but instead you notice rows of brand new models just sitting there, untouched for months. Why? Because some cars are so hard to sell that even dealerships do not know what to do with them. In this video, we are uncovering the 9 shocking reasons why certain cars are practically unsellable, from terrible timing to pricing disasters and features nobody asked for. And the last one, it is so unpopular that even deep discounts cannot save it. Stick around, this could save you from buying a massive mistake. Insane prices that make no sense. When buyers walk into a dealership, they expect pricing to reflect the value and reputation of the vehicle. But some cars come with price tags so high that they leave potential buyers speechless. This is exactly the case with the Jeep Grand Wagoneer L, an SUV that has been struggling to justify its 6-figure cost in a highly competitive luxury market. The Jeep Grand Wagoneer L was designed to take on established premium brands like Cadillac and Mercedes-Benz, but the problem is simple: buyers just do not see it in the same league. While Jeep is a brand historically known for rugged off-road vehicles, it does not have the same prestige as the luxury brands it is now competing with. Yet Jeep is charging luxury prices, with the Grand Wagoneer L hovering around $110,000 on average. And at that price point, buyers have plenty of other options that offer not just better refinement and more premium materials, but also stronger resale value and brand cachet. And the fuel economy is abysmal, which is a major drawback in an era where buyers are increasingly conscious of running costs. The Jeep Grand Wagoneer L comes with a large and powerful engine, but that power translates to very poor fuel efficiency. When buyers are already paying a premium for the vehicle itself, they are also committing to higher than average fuel costs, which adds to the total cost of ownership. Unlike competitors such as Cadillac or Lexus, which tend to hold their value relatively well, Jeep models suffer from heavy depreciation. This means that anyone who buys a Grand Wagoneer L today will likely take a huge financial hit when they try to resell it in a few years. Even dealerships are noticing the problem, as used models are not moving off their lots. To clear inventory, dealerships are now offering massive incentives, but even with discounts, buyers are hesitant. Many wonder, why spend over $100,000 on a Jeep when they could get a Mercedes-Benz GLS, a Cadillac Escalade, or even a Range Rover for similar money? But high prices aren't the only thing pushing buyers away. Some cars just come with too many problems from the start. When people invest in a luxury car, they expect it to be refined, powerful, and reliable. But some cars fail spectacularly in the reliability department, and few models illustrate this better than the Alfa Romeo Giulia. This luxury sports sedan was meant to take on the best of the best, offering a thrilling driving experience and Italian styling that turns heads. However, it has instead gained a reputation for frequent repairs, costly maintenance, and never-ending mechanical problems. The Alfa Romeo Giulia is a car that drives beautifully when it works. It offers sharp handling, a well-balanced chassis, and impressive engine performance, making it one of the most engaging cars to drive in its class. Unfortunately, that joy is often short-lived, as the Giulia is plagued with mechanical issues that start appearing alarmingly early in ownership. Many owners report issues with the infotainment system freezing, dashboard warning lights appearing at random, and intermittent connectivity failures. In some cases, even more critical components like the power steering system and electronic throttle control have been known to fail unexpectedly, making the car both frustrating and unsafe to drive. Then there is the engine and transmission, which are often major points of failure. The Giulia's turbocharged engine, while powerful, has had reported problems with overheating and oil leaks, which can lead to expensive repairs. The transmission is also a weak point, with many owners experiencing harsh shifting, delayed response, and sudden failures that require costly replacements. Maintenance costs for the Alfa Romeo Giulia are also shockingly high, even by luxury car standards. Routine servicing is more expensive than its German rivals, and when something does go wrong, which is often, the cost of parts and labor can be astronomical. This is one of the biggest reasons why dealerships are struggling to sell these cars, even at discounted prices. Buyers who have owned one for a few years often find themselves in a situation where their car has lost an absurd amount of value, making it nearly impossible to sell for a reasonable price. Even dealerships have noticed this trend. Many of them now refuse to accept Giulias as trade-ins because they know they will sit on the lot for months before anyone even considers buying one. And while Alfa Romeo continues to tweak and improve the model, its reputation has already been severely damaged. Speaking of cars with problems, some models aren't selling simply because people don't trust the brand anymore. A brand reputation so bad no one wants them. The Fiat 500 Electric was supposed to be Fiat's grand re-entry into the electric vehicle market, offering a stylish, compact, and eco-friendly option for urban drivers. But despite its trendy Italian design and small city-friendly footprint, this electric vehicle has been sitting on dealership lots longer than almost any other car on the market. With an average market day supply of over 500 days, it is clear that buyers are not convinced. One of the biggest problems haunting Fiat's sales is the brand's long-standing reputation for poor reliability and high maintenance costs. Despite being a well-known name in Europe, Fiat has never really gained traction in the American market, and its track record in the United States has been far from impressive. Older Fiat models were often plagued by electrical issues, expensive repairs, and mechanical failures that led to frustrated owners and low resale values. For a brand that was once positioned as an affordable alternative to higher-end European cars, Fiat has instead earned a reputation for being unreliable and costly to own. Even though the Fiat 500 Electric offers an alternative to traditional gasoline-powered city cars, buyers simply have better options. The electric vehicle market is becoming increasingly competitive, and with more manufacturers offering long-range, high-tech electric vehicles at competitive prices, Fiat's offering feels underwhelming. Its 141-mile range is far below what most electric vehicle buyers expect today, with competitors like Tesla, Hyundai, and Chevrolet providing electric vehicles that easily exceed 300 miles per charge. Buyers are left wondering, why settle for less? Fiat's struggles also come down to a lack of trust in the brand itself. When buyers invest in an electric vehicle, they want a car that will last, hold its value, and come with a reliable support network. Unfortunately for Fiat, their history of frequent recalls, costly part replacements, and low dependability ratings has left many car buyers unwilling to take the risk. Even with dealerships slashing prices and offering aggressive financing options, the 500 Electric remains one of the slowest selling vehicles in the country. So what happens when a vehicle is actually good but simply arrives in a market that no longer wants it? That brings us to the market has moved on. There was a time when minivans were the ultimate family vehicle, the go-to choice for parents who needed space, practicality, and comfort. But as the automotive industry evolved, buyers shifted their focus to SUVs, and minivans like the Chrysler Pacifica have been left behind. Even though the Pacifica is packed with great features, innovative technology, and family-friendly design elements, it still carries the outdated soccer mom stereotype that many buyers simply do not want to be associated with. For decades, minivans ruled the roads as the perfect family hauler. Models like the Chrysler Town and Country, Honda Odyssey, and Toyota Sienna dominated the segment, offering ample seating, sliding doors, and practical storage solutions that made them a must-have for growing families. However, the rise of SUVs completely changed the game. SUVs offer the same amount of space, better styling, a higher driving position, and the rugged appeal that minivans lack. Even parents who once would have gravitated toward a minivan now find themselves choosing three-row SUVs that offer a more modern and versatile experience. Despite these shifts in consumer preference, the Chrysler Pacifica remains a well-engineered and highly capable minivan. It boasts an impressive hybrid option, a spacious interior with comfortable seating for up to 8 passengers, and advanced safety features that make it a great choice for families who prioritize functionality. It even comes with innovative perks like stow-and-go seating, which allows the second and third row seats to fold into the floor for extra cargo space. But none of this seems to matter when the majority of buyers simply do not want a minivan anymore. To combat this decline in demand, dealerships have been forced to offer aggressive discounts and financing options. In some cases, buyers can get a brand new Chrysler Pacifica for thousands of dollars below its original sticker price. Despite these efforts, sales continue to drop, and the Pacifica, along with the entire minivan segment, seems to be slowly fading into automotive history. While the Pacifica might offer a better driving experience, superior fuel efficiency, and more cargo space than many SUVs, it still cannot escape its outdated image. Most car buyers today want something that looks sleek, powerful, and versatile, and unfortunately minivans, no matter how advanced, do not fit that vision. So while the Chrysler Pacifica remains an excellent vehicle on paper, it is clear that the market has simply moved on. And while trends change over time, some cars never even had a fair chance to begin with. A car no one ever asked for. The Dodge Hornet is a textbook example of a vehicle that nobody really wanted. Built on the same platform as the Alfa Romeo Tonale, this compact crossover was supposed to be Dodge's big comeback in the small SUV market. Instead, it has become one of the most ignored vehicles on dealership lots, struggling to attract buyers even with massive discounts. The problem? It is a vehicle with no real identity. Dodge has long been known for muscle cars, raw power, and American performance. When news broke that Dodge was launching a new vehicle, fans hoped for something exciting, maybe a new sports car, a performance sedan, or even an electric reinterpretation of their classic muscle lineup. What they got instead was a rebadged Italian crossover. The Hornet is essentially a restyled Alfa Romeo Tonale, but with a Dodge badge slapped on the front. While Alfa Romeo's European styling might be appealing to some, Dodge buyers were expecting something bolder, stronger, and more uniquely American. The Hornet's design, though aggressive in appearance, does not carry the same personality as the Dodge Charger or Challenger. Beyond branding confusion, the pricing of the Hornet is another major problem. It starts at a price point that competes with better established SUVs such as the Toyota RAV4, Honda CR-V, and Hyundai Tucson. Buyers who walk into dealerships considering a new crossover are likely to choose proven models with better reliability, stronger resale value, and established reputations. The Dodge Hornet, on the other hand, lacks all of these advantages. Even worse, for those looking for a performance-oriented crossover, the Mazda CX-5 Turbo offers better driving dynamics and a more refined ride without carrying the baggage of Alfa Romeo's infamous reliability concerns. With supply heavily outpacing demand, Dodge dealerships are now being forced to slash prices just to move units off the lot. Some dealerships are listing brand new models for prices lower than $25,000, putting them on par with compact sedans like the Hyundai Elantra and Toyota Corolla. The problem is that even at these discounts, many buyers are still looking elsewhere. When compact crossovers are already a saturated market, it takes something truly special to stand out. The Dodge Hornet, unfortunately, is just another face in an overcrowded crowd. But sometimes, even if a car is popular, a single recall disaster can destroy its reputation. A luxury car is supposed to offer peace of mind, flawless engineering, premium comfort, and cutting-edge technology. But when recalls hit critical safety systems, even the most prestigious brands can struggle to win back consumer trust. That is exactly what happened with the BMW 5 Series, a vehicle that was once seen as the benchmark of mid-size luxury sedans, but is now struggling to sell due to a massive recall. The recall in question directly impacted steering and braking systems, which are two of the most essential components for vehicle safety. BMW announced that a defect in certain models could cause a sudden loss of steering control, making it nearly impossible to maneuver the car properly. For a brand that markets itself as the ultimate driving machine, this kind of issue shatters confidence. Luxury buyers expect perfection, and when an expensive car is tied to a high-profile recall, the fallout can be devastating. Even though BMW moved quickly to address the issue, the damage was already done. When a recall involves something as serious as the ability to control the vehicle, buyers become hesitant to take the risk. Prospective customers who once had the BMW 5 Series at the top of their shopping list began looking at competitors such as the Mercedes-Benz E-Class, Audi A6, and even the Genesis G80. These brands offer similar levels of luxury, but without the lingering doubt about safety and reliability. To make matters worse, the recall news came at a time when BMW was already struggling with brand perception issues. Many longtime enthusiasts feel that the company has been moving away from its driver-focused heritage, with newer models becoming heavier, more electronically controlled, and less engaging to drive. The controversy over BMW's new oversized grille design had also turned off a portion of potential buyers who preferred the sleek, understated styling of past models. When you add in the recall, it is easy to see why the BMW 5 Series is now sitting on dealership lots much longer than usual. This situation highlights a major shift in consumer behavior. A few years ago, BMW might have been able to shake off a recall and move forward without much impact. Today, however, buyers have more choices than ever before. The rise of electric vehicles, advanced driver assistance systems, and new luxury brands entering the market means that legacy manufacturers can no longer afford to make mistakes. One major recall can be enough to push buyers toward an entirely different brand. For dealerships, this means that unsold 5 Series inventory is piling up, forcing desperate sales tactics such as extended financing deals, large rebates, and even trade-in bonuses. But for many buyers, the damage has already been done, and while safety issues are bad, nothing is worse than a car that just doesn't deliver what it promises. Automakers spend years designing and engineering vehicles that are supposed to fill specific market needs, whether that is offering fuel efficiency, practicality, or power. But sometimes, a car is released that completely fails at the very thing it was designed to do. That is exactly what happened with the Ford Maverick Hybrid, a compact truck that was supposed to revolutionize the segment with its fuel efficiency and affordability. Instead, buyers have been left frustrated, dealerships are struggling to move inventory, and resale values are plummeting faster than expected. When Ford announced the Maverick Hybrid, it seemed like an instant success. A small, practical truck with hybrid efficiency was exactly what many buyers wanted, especially as gas prices soared and full-size trucks became more expensive to own and operate. With a starting price well below $40,000, the Maverick Hybrid appeared to be the perfect choice for those who needed the utility of a truck without the high cost of ownership. However, what looked good on paper quickly became a nightmare in the real world. One of the biggest issues plaguing the Maverick Hybrid is its unreliable battery software, which has led to repeated reports of stalling at random times. Owners have shared experiences of their trucks suddenly losing power, often in dangerous situations such as while driving on the highway or in heavy traffic. The issue has been so widespread that some buyers have returned their Mavericks under lemon laws, while others have tried to sell them early, hoping to offload the vehicle before facing costly repairs. Beyond the stalling issues, the Maverick Hybrid has also failed to deliver the smooth and efficient performance that buyers expected. Many owners have reported that acceleration is inconsistent, with the truck feeling sluggish at times and overly aggressive at others. The transition between electric and gas power is often jerky and unpredictable, leading to an overall poor driving experience. For a vehicle that was marketed as a modern and convenient alternative to traditional trucks, these issues have been a massive letdown. Resale values for the Maverick Hybrid have already begun to decline significantly, as many first-time buyers are looking to get rid of their vehicles within the first year of ownership. Typically, hybrid vehicles hold their value well due to their fuel savings, but in the case of the Maverick Hybrid, the negative reputation has started to overshadow any potential benefits. Dealerships are struggling to move them, and some have been forced to offer major discounts to clear out inventory. But what about the models that should be successful, but are ruined by a terrible design decision? Sometimes a vehicle has everything going for it: great performance, impressive features, and a strong brand reputation, but one major design flaw is enough to completely tank its success. This is exactly what happened with the BMW i7, a flagship electric sedan that had the potential to redefine the luxury electric vehicle market. Instead, its controversial design choices, particularly its oversized grille and awkward styling, have made it one of the most polarizing cars on the market. When BMW introduced the i7, it was expected to be a game changer, offering cutting-edge technology, a premium interior, and a long driving range. However, the first thing that immediately stood out to both fans and critics was the enormous exaggerated front grille. While BMW has been moving toward bolder design choices in recent years, the i7's grille is so large and awkwardly shaped that it has turned off even the most loyal BMW enthusiasts. Instead of exuding luxury and sophistication, the design comes across as aggressive and overdone, making the car difficult to love at first sight. But the controversial styling does not stop at the grille. The i7 also features an unusual headlight and taillight design, further straying from the classic BMW look. Many buyers in the luxury segment prefer a vehicle that is understated yet elegant, something that brands like Mercedes-Benz and Audi continue to deliver. BMW, however, has chosen to go in an entirely different direction, and the response has not been favorable. As a result, even longtime BMW customers are turning away from the i7 and opting for competing models instead. Due to these factors, the i7 has become one of the slowest selling BMW models in recent history. Many dealerships report having units sitting unsold for over a year, with inventory piling up faster than expected. Unlike previous BMW sedans, which often attracted long wait lists and strong resale values, the i7 has been met with lukewarm demand and sharp depreciation. Some dealers are even offering major incentives and lease deals just to get them off the lot. At its core, the i7 is a well-engineered luxury vehicle with with strong performance and high-end features, but its poor design choices have completely overshadowed its potential. BMW gambled on a bold new direction, but in doing so, it alienated a significant portion of its customer base. If the brand does not take customer feedback seriously and make changes in future models, the i7 may continue to sit on dealership lots as buyers choose more refined alternatives. And finally, the biggest reason some cars are stuck on dealership lots: they were simply launched at the worst possible time. Cars released at the worst time. Timing is everything in the automotive industry. Even the most well-designed cars can struggle to find buyers if they are released at the wrong moment. Whether it is due to shifting market trends, economic downturns, or production delays, some models enter the market too late or at a time when consumer interest has already moved on. One of the most glaring examples of this is the Nissan Z, a sports car that should have been a massive success, but instead found itself stranded on dealership lots with no clear path to recovery. When Nissan first announced the return of the Z model, enthusiasts were ecstatic. The car promised a perfect blend of nostalgia and modern performance, featuring a design inspired by its legendary predecessors while incorporating a powerful 3-liter twin turbocharged V6 engine and a much-anticipated manual transmission option. Early prototypes looked promising, and anticipation for the car skyrocketed, but then came the delays. Production setbacks, supply chain disruptions, and slow manufacturing ramp-up meant that by the time the Nissan Z was widely available, the excitement surrounding it had almost completely evaporated. Buyers who had initially been excited were either tired of waiting or had moved on to other options. Compounding the issue was Nissan's pricing strategy. When the Z was first announced, its $40,000 starting price seemed reasonable, positioning it as a direct competitor to models like the Toyota Supra and the Ford Mustang. However, inflation, economic uncertainty, and an influx of more attractive alternatives quickly changed the landscape. By the time the Z finally made it into showrooms, its pricing no longer made sense. Buyers who had the budget for a $40,000 sports car had already been drawn to competitors that were faster, more reliable, and came with better technology. Meanwhile, others were less willing to spend that much money on a coupe when they could get a similarly priced, performance-oriented SUV with more practicality. Adding to the struggle, Nissan's marketing push for the Z seemed to fizzle out at the worst possible time. While brands like Toyota and Chevrolet aggressively promoted their sports car offerings, Nissan's efforts felt inconsistent and lacked the same level of enthusiasm. This left many potential buyers either unaware that the Z had officially launched or confused about its positioning in the market. Without a strong campaign to keep interest alive, the Nissan Z failed to generate the kind of buzz needed to compete in an already shrinking segment. The numbers speak for themselves. Reports show that the Nissan Z has been languishing on dealership lots for months, with some dealers struggling to sell even a single unit. While Nissan had high hopes for a model that was meant to reinvigorate its brand, the reality is that poor timing, pricing missteps, and lackluster marketing efforts have turned it into one of the biggest missed opportunities in recent automotive history. With resale values already dropping and incentives being introduced to move inventory, it is clear that the Z is not bouncing back anytime soon. Now, we want to hear from you. Have you noticed any cars sitting unsold near you? Do you think some of these models deserve a second chance? Drop a comment below and let us know.